Welcome to the Melt Uncut.
I'm Sarah,
And I'm Isabella.
and we are your hosts for today's lovely podcast episode.
Woo woo. It's been a while, aka a week. Happy Melt Monday.
Happy Melt Monday.
Biatches. And biachos. We've missed you.
Yes, I feel like some time has passed since we filmed our last episode, and it's been filled with some fun things. So we're going to give you, I guess, a little recap of what we've been up to. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So I know that all of you have been heavily thinking about my porch pirate. Obviously, right? Like, what else are you going to do with your time other than think about my personal porch pirate who's terrorizing me? Well, guess what? I have an update. The porch pirate has been caught and will be getting fees. I got the call this morning
From the
authorities letting me know that somebody out there in the community, some good, amazing soul, reached out to them because they recognized the lady in the video. And now the authorities know where this lady lives and they will be pressing charges.
Big yikes.
Big yikes for the lady.
Yeah.
Big W for me.
Yes.
Freaking finally. Like I said, it's been since December 9th. So in 5 days, that'll be 2 months that
How
this
many-
woman...
How many packages do you think she stole?
A total of 4 or 5.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad, but I've had to reroute things to UPS so that they don't get delivered at my doorstep. So that's kind of mitigated
Yeah.
what she's stolen.
Okay.
But yeah, so other than that, there was that, and there was one more thing that I want. Oh, thrifting. Okay. You know how last week Ins and Outs and in was Fisherman Core? It was a beautiful snowy day on Sunday, and I decided to take advantage of the beautiful icy snowy weather by driving. And I drove myself to Value Village, and I got the most Fisherman Core stuff. The only thing I'm missing is a duck bib overall.
Okay.
Like,
If you say a duck bib,
duck bib, is that not what they're called overall?
I'm honestly not familiar. But you probably are right. I'm just really not familiar with Fisherman Core.
Oh,
Those big ones that go over?
they're just overalls.
Okay, I'm gonna look up a picture.
Okay. But yeah, so all I'm doing now is looking for a pair of overalls and a long skirt to reclaim my skirt trauma.
Oh, okay, yes, duck bibs. These are actually very cute. Think like Carhartt overall type. Is this what you're thinking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I believe that you will find one in your thrifting adventures.
I hope so. The men's section is great for Fisherman Core.
It really is.
I really like everything apart from the turtlenecks that I found were all men's.
Yeah, those were cute. Usually whenever we do Value Village runs, Michael will score and I end up stealing half of his score. You know what though? I found a really cute Carhartt utility vest the last time we were there. It was like a vintage vest. And I thought it was going to be for me, and I think Michael misunderstood that, and then he took it and he's using it. To be fair though, it's way too big on me, and I think it's like the perfect size for him, so it actually like suits him very well.
Well,
and it's very, very handsome when he wears it, so it's his now.
No, I'm distressed. This is a me closet is Sue closet.
It kind of is in this relationship though.
Okay, good. Well, like, he can take it, right? But you can also take it.
Yes.
Okay.
I do steal his clothes very frequently.
Good. What are we drinking? We forgot
What
to
are we
mention
drinking? I am drinking, well, we have our, of course, okay, I have to say it quickly, right? Trader Joe's brewed ginger beer, non-alcoholic sparkling beverage. So that is unopened for me. I'm currently sipping on a gingerbread molasses freshly ground cinnamon decaf latte. So once I finish that, then I think I'll migrate over to the Trader Joe's brewed ginger beer, non-alcoholic sparkling beverage.
I have no words. How was your week?
My week was good. Just working, doing emails. I think the last time you would have heard from me, I would have been a little bit unwell about the Target post and all of that. And I'm happy to report that I'm feeling much better about that. And I received such a flood of love. Excuse me. Yes, Isabella.
Oh, continue, and then I have something to
Okay.
add.
Such a flood of positive DMs from everyone. So that like really made my weekend, turned it around right there. But yes.
Yes, mentioning that you are unwell reminded me that we would love to be unwell if Alex Cooper wants to, produce our podcast or
Who is Alex Cooper?
call her
Oh.
daddy. She has the production company Unwell.
Oh, right. We've talked about this.
Yeah, like How Dear Media.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
there's Unwell. Alex Cooper, we would love to be unwell.
Yes. Or Dear Media, even too.
Or Dear
We'll
Media.
take anyone.
No.
Not anyone.
Because we're not selling our souls.
No, we are not. So if you're listening to this and you're at Dear Media or Unwell by Alex Cooper, hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Isabella.
What was that?
I don't know.
This is our application to be hosted by you. My week, okay, besides Friday, I went to a really cool event on Saturday. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, I'm choking on my latte with a very long name. um, I went to this event called The Best Day Ever.
Sounds like a good band name. Not the best day ever, but latte with a very long name.
True.
That would be such a good band name.
Okay. We're gonna have to trademark that. Someone's gonna steal it. I went to the Best Day Ever event, which is hosted by a friend of mine, Charlotte, and she puts together community picnics and also just a lot of community events. So she does a lot of really cool stuff in the Seattle area. But she hosted this event, and it started off with yoga, and then I led a walk, and then what do we do after? I think we had lunch, then silent reading, and then watercoloring with artist Anne Livingston. She's a lovely person as well. And then we did kitten adoption, which was very cute. So I got to hang out with like these adorable baby cats on Saturday. So like, how could my day be bad? And then it snowed. So that was gorgeous. We were sitting in Ballard, and the snow was coming down, and oh, it was magical.
How did I not know about this day? That sounds like the literal best day ever.
It was pretty fun.
That's why you sent me a picture of you and the kitten?
Yes, yes.
That makes so much more sense.
So cute. It was very hard not to take one or all of them home. Yeah, Michael and I have talked about actually maybe considering fostering cats, like little baby cats, if they need a home. We'll see.
Cute.
We already have. Well, we know this. I have 2 cats, and I don't know. I just want more. I want all the animals ever.
I would say I feel that, but I don't. I just want all the babies ever.
I want that too. I just want. I want Noah's Ark. I want to be Noah's Ark.
Oh my gosh.
But
I don't.
that'd be amazing. But yeah, that was my Saturday, and then Sunday I went to my cousin's baby shower. So that was a lot of fun. Very
Super
excited
fun.
for her. But yeah, so that was our week. You did your week, right?
Mhm.
Yes, Porch Pirate captured.
Yes.
Polly.
What'd you say? Harley?
Polly. No, what does Elizabeth Swann say in Pirates of the Caribbean when she gets captured by the pirates? She's like, I want Polly. And then they take her to the pirates and they give her a trial, and then she becomes one, and then they all sing.
And then Johnny Depp runs in the sand.
Yes, and they drink rum and they sing and then they go. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, also we want to say thank you to all of you listeners out there.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Grazie mille.
Arigato.
Sesh. Merci.
Merci.
Oh, mahalo.
Duncan show, whatever. How do you say it in German?
Dankish? I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, diakrivam.
Oh, split siva.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
I
I didn't realize we were so like.
look at us go.
Thank you.
I think Hodafez is
linguistically diverse.
Yeah, I know. Look at us go.
Wow.
But yeah, this is if you want to give us a rating, that would really help our account or our channel as well. Preferably 5 stars if you like us.
Yeah. Also, we have an Instagram. Go follow us on Instagram.
We do.
And that's enough plugging.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We will unplug now and get into the topic of today, which is San Diego versus Seattle.
Dun dun dun.
So you might know that we're both from San Diego, born and raised little beach babes, and we
Oh,
both moved up here to Seattle.
I'm not born in San Diego, but I was raised
That's
there.
true.
So,
I always forget that. See, this is
yeah.
the theme of this podcast is me forgetting I'm the only San Diego born and raised girly here.
Yeah. Abriana is my sister, which I
That's a
have
good
a
point.
sister.
Yes, she was born in San Diego.
Mhm.
But we are going to go over some of our, I guess, pros and cons of both San Diego and Seattle. Talk about things we loved, maybe didn't love, love slash do not love. I don't know about both places. So whether you are thinking of moving to San Diego or moving to Seattle, vice versa, then this might be for you.
Or if you just want to listen to people yap for an hour,
That's
this is
true.
also for you.
That's true because we do have some interesting things to say here for
Mm-hmm.
surezies.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sarah's going to start us off with pros of San Diego.
Okay, so some of my pros are the amazing beaches. There are some days in the summertime when the conditions are just perfect and you remember those days for the rest of your life. Like there was one day Iz and I went to La Jolla Shores, which is one of my favorite beaches in San Diego, if not my favorite. And it was a perfectly warm day. The water was like bath water, and there were dolphins jumping in the waves next to us. It was crystal clear, like the water was crystal clear, and it was just the perfect beach day ever. So, moments like that, I really do miss. That was amazing. And there was another beach day too when we got the whole friend group in high school. And we walked down to Black's Beach, but like South Black's, so there weren't the nudists there. Maybe like one or two, but
Honestly, nothing wrong with the nudist.
nothing
I'm
wrong with the
not
nudists.
gonna lie. I was a nudist at Black's Beach.
See, I tried to do that, and then it got some guy was a little too creepy, so I got a little creeped out.
Dude, you can go to Black's Beach at night,
Ooh, did you do that?
and being nude is like allowed because it's a nude
But you
beach.
could do it in the daytime too, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Did you go at night
Yeah.
by yourself?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
With
dear God.
with someone special.
Oh, so special. But there was this
I
one,
forget that my mother listens to this.
and your father too, because he's been liking all of our Instagrams.
No. Maybe don't listen to this.
Okay, if you are her parents, please tune out now. Thank you. With all respect, we love you. There was one beach day though where we went with all of our high school friends, and to get to South Black's Beach, you either have to go to La Jolla Shores, wait for low tide, and then cross like the rock barrier to get there, or you drive up to La Jolla Farms neighborhood, park, and walk down, and it's like a mile and a half stretch, and it's pretty hilly.
It's like a
A
mile.
mile, but it's kind of a pain in the butt if
It
you need to bring like
is.
umbrellas and stuff. So it's a gorgeous beach. But there was this one day, again, all high school friends were there. We found some wood and made a bonfire, and we all like went swimming at sunset, and it was the perfect sunset. It was so nice. So like things like that, love about San Diego.
Also, don't do fires at Blacks. They're illegal.
They are illegal. Yes, don't do that.
But it's fun to do.
So you didn't hear that from us. I do miss early foggy mornings. I feel like we don't get a lot of fog here in Seattle.
Girl, speak for yourself.
Over where you live, maybe, but here in the city, it's like it's more hazy. It's hazy. In San Diego, when you get like the dense fog, oof, so cozy. That was like our San Diego equivalent of like a cozy rainy day in Seattle. It's a cozy foggy day.
We get fog. Anywhere like near Lake Washington, Kirkland, Redmond,
Okay, yeah.
Bellevue, like get fog.
Yeah, we don't get a ton here. Over in Seattle area. The smell of chaparral at YMCA camp. Now this is so niche.
I need the explanation. I was reading this and I was like chaperone? Like what does that say?
This is so niche. But since I was an only child, I did frequent YMCA summer camps.
It's
And
fun to stay at the
we even did some together. Didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Girl, I effed the archery class up.
We did an archery camp?
We did not.
Okay, you did. I don't remember that. Did you ever do SeaWorld camp with me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was having the most vivid memory earlier today of being in SeaWorld camp, and you know how they had us like all eat our lunch under that big tented area?
Mm-hmm.
And they would teach us like not Baby Shark. Oh, the
Baby
dolphin
beluga?
family.
Oh no.
Like the dolphin family swim in the sea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. One of my cousin's boyfriends at the time was a character at SeaWorld.
Really?
So I would like look at the like character whales and stuff and be like, oh, I wonder if that's so and
Interesting.
so.
See, SeaWorld camp was so fun. And I know SeaWorld is like canceled since Blackfish.
Well, SeaWorld does a lot of okay.
I'm on the same page as you here.
I have a best friend who is like a wildlife major. And SeaWorld does a lot for conservation and
Yeah,
relocation
like
of
they do a lot for
animals.
seals too. Yeah.
So obviously, like there are pros and cons. I'm not
Yes.
saying SeaWorld is like the divine
No.
holiness of holy, but I don't think that they're like the seventh level of
Yes.
Dante's Inferno.
It's not as black and white as Blackfish makes it seem.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's not great to keep giant whales in tanks, but they also do a really good job at like rescuing sea lions, seals, and like taking them to their little vet if they need to get there and just re-releasing them. So they do some good stuff.
They also like can't release the whales that have been in captivity
Exactly.
for years.
Exactly.
That's like a death sentence. So
Did you know the first Shamu was taken by someone up in Whidbey Island actually? Yeah,
really,
in Coopville, in Penn Cove, where we like to go.
oh, it's a fun little fact.
Yes, fun, random. Well, maybe not fun. Interesting fact about Whidbey Island.
So, what is chaparral?
Chaparral is the biome of San Diego. Like we're technically, I think we're taiga here in Seattle.
I hate that you know that.
I only know that because there's a sign at Green Lake that says
That
wetland
is
taiga, and I'm like, well,
not what I was expecting at all. So, what does chaparral smell like?
it's like dry, earthy, reedy, like reed plants, river basin. It's it smells like childhood to me. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, if you live in San Diego, go to the Mission Valley YMCA and just like stand there in the parking lot and just sniff, and you will know what I mean. Okay, we'll move on from that one now. Um, Obviously, that was a very niche point there.
We need to start filming these because I feel like my facial expressions are just.
Yeah, she's like looking at me most bewildered. Like, what are you saying? My next pro, desert camping trips. Those are really fun. I'm really not a big desert hiker, but desert camper, count me in.
Sarah and I got in a fight desert camping.
Which time?
We didn't actually end up camping.
Oh my gosh, a Joshua tree. Oh my gosh, that might need to
Yes.
be a separate episode.
And
How
the what is it, the YMCA?
the Girl Scout convention
The Girl Scout convention started
in the lake basin.
yes. Like we were on this dry lake basin, which is public land, and the Girl Scouts of America came at us and we're like, you can't be here.
Yeah, they were trying to fight us, and we had already had our like first come first serve spots stolen by some people. It was we need to do an episode on this. That was a day.
Yeah.
Isabella almost beat me up that day.
I
And there was a windstorm, and you're trying to put your tent up, and I was gonna sleep in my car. Okay, yeah, we'll skip. We'll move on from that. But oh well, before we move on from that, Cuyamaca, camping at Cuyamaca. That was always fun.
I got attacked by a geese at Cuyamaca.
When you were like
Don't by a goose. I was like 6.
6, when you were 6. Okay, Lake
It's
Morena.
scarring.
Lake Morena, when we went with, oh my gosh, well, your guy friend at the time, your sister, your dad, and me.
Yes.
And the 4 kids decided to rent a boat, take it out on the lake, which was like covered in algae. Like moving to Seattle, it was so bizarre being able to swim in lakes and not worry about your safety. So San Diego was not like that. So Lake Morena, covered in algae. We take the boat out. Did you get it? You got it stuck. No, on a sandbar. You got stuck in a sandbar.
No, I thought the motor ran out.
Well, eventually, yeah. Well, I think first you drove it into a sandbar, and then the motor went out. So we were stuck in the middle of this lake, and then I had to jump in and like try and find help. And then your sister, can I say her name?
Yeah, you can say
Brianna jumps in after me. So the two of us are just swimming in this algae covered lake and it was disgusting. But
Ugh.
yeah, desert camping trips at Joshua Tree were always fun and Cuyamaca. Moving on, fun walk spots. My dad and I walked daily, or used to walk daily in Balboa Park, and that's just such a fun loop. I love Balboa Park, and the Embarcadero was really fun too at the waterfront. I think Seattle definitely has some cooler routes though. Okay, proximity to Disneyland. That's another one. Take a quick Amtrak train up there, or you can drive the hour 20 minutes. I also really miss the drive through Camp Pendleton because that's really beautiful. But yeah, I miss Disneyland. I wouldn't say I'm a Disney adult. I do love a good trip to Disneyland though.
I love Disneyland.
Are you a Disney adult?
I can't say that I am. I think Disney adults need a rebrand because there's like the icky Disney adults, and then there's the Disney adults who just enjoy a good theme park and like revisiting childhood. And
Yes.
I don't think that that's icky.
It's not icky.
And then there's the Disney adult, I mean, that has the like cringy shirts and stuff like that, but you can get really cute vintage looking Disney shirts. And I love it. I'm so here for it. One of my friends back in San Diego, I think, does Disney very elegantly. And I would call her a Disney adult, but a rebranded Disney adult.
I totally see. Like, yeah,
Like
she has
an
a very classy version
of a Disney adult,
yes.
but it's not like the cringe.
No,
Yeah.
it's very thoughtful
Yes.
and aesthetic.
What was Emily Mariko's wedding called?
Oh gosh, I have no
It was like
idea.
simple rich people.
Was she the salmon girl?
Salmon girl, I
Like,
don't
didn't
know.
she like get some salmon recipe that was famous? Like she made it?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Whatever, we'll move on.
Okay. But yes, we miss Disneyland. Um, Another pro of San Diego, and this is also kind of niche, the close-knit Italian community. We don't have that here in Seattle, and it's a little sad, but it's very interesting in San Diego. Literally every Italian person knows every other Italian person, and you're probably related somehow. So I just kind of miss walking around Little Italy with my dad and like hearing him speak to everyone in Sicilian, and they're yelling back at him like, "Hey, hey, hey, you have bread?" Like stuff like that. I feel like that doesn't really happen in Seattle, at least not in an Italian community because there is none. I do also like the laid back feel of San Diego. Michael and I both talk about this frequently, but when we lived in South Park in San Diego, our lives just felt very chill and laid back. And not that things are hustle and bustle here. Maybe it feels like it is because we're in the city, but I feel like there's just always something going on here where we can't just like, like just take a breath.
See, that's funny because it's the opposite for me. Where
Interesting.
in San Diego is very hustle and bustle, and now I live in like suburbia,
Yes.
and I mean, the deep breaths are long.
That's true. Okay, well, we're going to pop over to your list now for your San Diego pros.
Okay. So, first pro, obviously, I think everybody, when they think of San Diego, probably think of beaches. So, yeah, just being a beach bum, surfing, making drip sandcastles when you are far too old to make drip sandcastles. Sarah and I, well into our 20s. I mean, still, when we go to San Diego, make sand drip castles, but like, that's okay. It's just spending all day in the sun and like actually having color on my skin. I didn't know that I could get this level of white, but here I am.
We're basically see through at this point.
It's so sad. And then I go, my dad lives in Mexico, my sister lives in San Diego. They're also Hispanic, so like my dad's brown to begin with. My sister took on more of his genes, or phenotype at least, and yeah, I just feel very pasty and pale. It's kind of sad.
Welcome to Seattle winter.
Um, but yeah, and I just really miss surfing and just being in the water, being able to be in the water at all times. Although you don't really want to get in the water in winter, but you still
You
can.
still can't. Do you have a wetsuit up here? We should
Yes.
absolutely go to Golden Gardens together and just get like that beach feel on us.
Okay.
Because I have my wetsuit here too.
Okay.
I don't know why we haven't done this.
I have no idea if my wetsuit will fit me, but I can
Okay.
try. It's not a I would need a 4-3 wetsuit.
Okay. I don't know what mine is. My mom just said here.
Oh, okay.
It was
Um,
hers actually from like the 80s.
oh, that's wild. So that probably is okay. Yeah, we're moving on.
We're moving on from that.
Another thing under beach bums is my sister and I used to get, okay, so niche, but Vaughn's, it's like our version of Safeway, um, potato wedges.
Ooh.
And then we would drive to the beach, we would pop our trunk, and we would eat like a quarter, half, maybe even a pound of potato wedges together, staring at the beach. And how do I phrase this? Our parents are divorced, and it wasn't like the cleanest of divorces. It also wasn't the messiest by any means, but it was still a tumultuous time in our lives. And this was like an opportunity where Abran and I could just be with each other, not deal with family drama, and have some semblance of normalcy and silence in our lives. And it's something we still do. I still go down to San Diego and we still go to the beach
That's
with
really
our
cute.
Vaughn's potato wedges.
Making
Sometimes we
me
don't
tear up.
even make it to the beach and we sit in the Vaughn's parking lot in
Oh,
our trunk eating potato
potato
wedges.
wedges. Well, is that why you love potatoes so
I
much?
love potatoes. Potatoes are just the best food ever. Like I would be so sad during the potato famine.
Oh, yeah.
I just, oh, was so
Oh,
unfortunate. Another really fun thing, which I mean, there's malls here too, so it's not really like specific to San Diego, but having outdoor malls and having them be able to be outdoors
yeah.
most of the time. And then just having fun, silly shenanigans in the malls. Like we used to play sardines in
But
Macy's.
there were like 10 of us who would play this. So we
Yes.
would be like hiding in clothes racks, and then people, just shoppers, would be looking through clothes racks and they'd see just like a 16-year-old
Just
staring at them.
yoo-hoo.
And then we'd be like, shh, like, don't say anything. Don't give our location away.
And then I know Sarah said this, but Disneyland, like you just hop on the Amtrak, you're there. I went to Disneyland in 2020 in January for my birthday, which is a month and a half after Rise of the Resistance came out. And first of all, I was in crutches, and my sister, bless her soul, pushed me around in a wheelchair the entire day at Disneyland. But we also made it on Rise of the Resistance. We were one of the last groups to go. And back then it was like a wait list. Like you have to sign up at this time and maybe you'll secure a spot. And they call it by groups. And once your group is called, you have to make it over there. And then you stand in the line anyways, which sounds like a nightmare to most people, but it was freaking fun. I
Now they
swear.
just make you pay money if you want
um,
to.
I would say how dog friendly San Diego is, which Seattle is dog friendly as well, but San Diego just has better weather to be dog friendly year round.
That's
We
true.
also like Fiesta Island, which is a literal dog beach, right? You have
Yeah.
dog parks and stuff. No, this is a dog beach.
It's like half an island that's a
Yes.
dog beach, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I also miss the food scene. Oh my gosh. I cannot find really great Mexican food here. I also can't find great Peruvian food here, and it makes me upset. And Cantonese, which maybe
Cantonese.
Cantonese might be a little easier to find, but I just, y'all, I don't know what you're doing up here, and maybe I'm not searching well enough, but I need some like Baja Mexican food.
Yeah.
I need my fish tacos. I need my like surf and turf burritos.
Yeah. I've heard Pablo y Pablo is really good
I
up
don't know.
here.
I heard agave was good. It's whatever.
Agave. I don't think I've been to a
The Oaxacan one
Oaxacan one is so good,
is
but it's
delicious,
not
but it's
Baja.
not exactly. It's not Baja.
Yeah.
And y'all just gotta also Peruvian. Like, where the heck is the good Peruvian
Was
food?
there a Peruvian place in San Diego?
Oh, so many.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Never
Yeah.
been to one. I only went to your house.
Oh, I should have taken you to some.
Well, maybe when we go back to San Diego together.
But yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
Moving on to cons. It says I'm going first, but like, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. My cons of San Diego are first, lack of seasons. Um, I appreciate how Seattle has such mild seasons, but it hurts whenever you go back to San Diego like for the holidays and you want it to be like in the 40s or 30s and it's in like the 80s. So that hurts. It also pains me as well that summer didn't really start until school was back in session in like August and September. So when the weather was nicest and the water was warmest, that's when you were in school all day. So
I mean, same thing here.
same thing here too.
You're just not in
Yeah.
school anymore.
Well, I would say summer starts here after July 4th. Like like mid to late June into July and August, September, you get pretty nice weather here, but San Diego, it's hot in like September, October, November. Like that's when
Yeah,
we get Santa Ana's and
that's true.
it's just hot. It's not how it's supposed to be.
It's not
It's
right.
not right. Being landlocked, quote unquote, and running out of things to do, I feel like I lived there my whole life and I kind of did everything there was to do. Of course, I haven't done like everything, but majority of things. I'm like, oh yeah, we went apple picking, Julian, Catalina Island, LA, beach cities, Disneyland, like everything. We went to Mexico. I don't know. Versus in Seattle, I feel like there are so many things that I could live here my entire life and not see all of them. It's honestly overwhelming because you have, well, obviously the side of Seattle, then you have the peninsula, you have Idaho, you have Oregon, Canada, and also there's, well, we'll get to this later on, but the airport, we're an international airport here, so it's so much easier to fly places. Um, another, wait, this was, we're on pros. What are we on?
We're in cons of
We're on
San
cons of
Diego.
San Diego. Okay. Um, Not being able to fully be myself without judgment was a big one. Not that I'm like a total freak or anything.
Dude, you should see her. She's wild.
I know,
I'm just
off the
kidding.
charts.
She's
But
really not.
I feel like in San Diego, though, it was more of I had to conform to what everyone else was doing. I had to look a certain way, I had to dress a certain way. I wore so much makeup in high school. Like when I look back at pictures of myself, I don't even recognize who I was.
See, I have to wonder though, was that San Diego or was that the time in our lives?
I think it was San
Because
Diego.
I think I would have done that in Seattle as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would have done that anywhere. I did it in Boston.
That's true. I mean, I was never a makeup person though, and I felt like I needed to do it because everyone around me did it. And because it felt like the SoCal thing. You had to be like the blonde beach babe with the perfect eyeliner, the perfect mascara, the perfect hair. And here it's like you can go out in your Birkenstocks and your shorts and a t-shirt and you're chilling. So it's a little bit different here. It's more laid back and well, it's more relaxed. Another con of San Diego, and I think you're going to talk about this too, or you already did, but it's definitely changed since 2020. There are so many more people. Our infrastructure was not built for so many people, and it feels like a microcosm of LA. And San Diego was such a cute, sleepy town until 2020, and then it became this crazy, there's just too many people. And let's see. I think my
Yeah.
last point here. Oh, did you want to add to that?
I was just gonna say, get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Every hour is traffic hour. There is no, it's
it's,
just,
it's here too.
yeah, it's here too. It's here too. But like, it's built a little. Seattle's a bigger city than San Diego is. Like, it's a little bit more built for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And my last con, I would say never feeling truly safe. I feel like whenever I would walk around in San Diego, I'd always be like looking over my shoulder or I don't know, just always hyper aware of my surroundings. And in Seattle, where we live, I feel like I can literally walk out at night and be totally fine. And I do that frequently. So I don't know. Maybe it's just my family used a lot of scare tactics on me to not get me to be by myself that frequently. But yeah, I don't know. It could
I
just
don't
be
know,
that.
man. San Diego. I never had porch pirates in San Diego.
That's true. See, we had like people dealing drugs, like knocking on our front door. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've had to call, I had to call the cops one time because a guy was trying to break into my house right before I was about to take a shower. And I called the cops. They flew a helicopter out there to look for the guy. That was the thing. I had another guy jump on my car to break into our complex. Yeah, so Seattle's, I mean, yes, I hear people getting their cars broken into all the time here in Seattle, but I have yet seen anyone jump on my car or, yeah, try to break in through my window. Knock on wood.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, is you're next.
All right. So con kind of niche, but skirts in winter. San Diego is not built for winter, like down to what you're allowed to wear at school when you go to a private Catholic school. So we were forced to
Yeah,
wear skirts, even though it was 40 degrees outside.
it was rough.
It was rough. And I like that here is actually built for winter, not for snow, but for winter.
Yes.
Um, Other cons, surfing accidents. You don't get into those much up here, but you definitely get into them down there. Let me tell you, I've had my cord wrapped around my neck
Oh,
with my board trapping me.
sexy.
So, yeah. The board was real kinky.
Yeah. I was like, ooh. Look at this San Diego beach babe. I'm gonna wrap her up.
But yeah,
Okay.
I was trapped underwater by the board and it was wrapped around my neck. The leash was. Yeah, so that's fun. No snow days for school. It's sad. Like we just in San Diego, you just have school year round. School does not get canceled
Unless it got really, really rainy. There were like maybe 2 days out of our whole life.
because of like major flooding.
Yeah, major flooding.
But I mean, we don't get snow days or anything, and other people do. And Sarah mentioned it, but it's changed since 2020. It used to be a very coastal beach town, and now it's a mini LA, including the smog. A very recent development.
Hmm.
The smog in San Diego is atrocious. I never used to notice it.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
Yes,
Because every time we go back to San Diego, Michael and I are like choking,
yes.
coughing.
It's every time I land, I can see it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it just feels where I live in Washington feels so much cleaner, crisper, brighter,
yeah.
just the air itself than when I'm in San Diego.
You can actually smell the trees where she lives, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and in San Diego it just felt hot and heavy and dirty. Like it doesn't feel clean anymore, which is
Yeah.
so sad. Also, lack of flora. I'm not saying that San Diego doesn't have flora. I'm saying that there's more variety up here, at least in my personal backyard, right? So this is personal experience, so don't come at me. um, and then also the college town vibes of San Diego with SDSU there, not a big fan of. At least kind of when we were growing up in our late teens, early 20s, a lot of the people you see on like dating apps and things like that are all college, like SDSU bros, and I don't know, just not my vibe. It's also expensive.
Yes.
So I had a very crappy apartment. Like my apartment paralleled a encampment. My apartment had many issues, bee issues. Um, I had a lizard in there, got in. Yeah, just cockroaches, gross. It was 300 square feet,
It
if
was
that.
teeny.
If
Yeah.
that. Guess how much it was?
How much was that? Is
1350.
wowza.
This was back in 2021,
Yeah.
so it's only more
It's
expensive.
probably like 16 or 1700 now.
Well, when I was looking at renewing my lease, they brought it up to 1500, and I was like, I can't pay that.
That is ridiculous. And yeah, the people who lived in your alleyway right next to your window literally used to start fires
Yes.
very frequently. And she'd call me and be like, they started a fire again. What should I do?
So I had the fire department's non-emergency line on lock. But yeah, so cons of San Diego, just it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, it is not. So, are we moving on to Seattle now?
Yes.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
going to discuss. Also, quick check-in. Are you cold?
No.
Okay, I'm like very chilly right
Really?
now. Yeah, I feel like it's these windows in our living room. They let a lot of cold air in.
Also, time check 39 minutes.
Okay, we're doing well. We're doing well.
Okay. So pros in
Yes,
Seattle.
pros in Seattle.
Sarah, take it away.
Okay, so hiking. I didn't do a lot of hiking growing up in San Diego. Like I said, I'm not a desert hiker. I like shade, I like water. So the hikes here are incredible. Lake Serene in particular, a favorite of mine. I have yet to do Kolchak, but I think when I do, that might be my new favorite because Serene is hard. Very hard.
I have not been able to do
Maybe we
serene.
should do it this summer and we'll just like take it very slowly for your ankle
Okay. Yeah,
because that would be
I get
fun.
a little pissy on long hikes, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But maybe it's better with Prozac.
maybe, maybe.
Life is better with Prozac. I
You should be their
should.
spokesperson.
Yeah.
Another pro is that skiing is so close. We went for our birthdays. What?
I can't stand skiing.
Okay, snowboarding, fine. Snow sports are so close. We have a ski resort up here called Snoqualmie, and it is about 45 minutes from downtown Seattle and maybe an hour. I don't know. I feel like people are going to come after me for that. But it's so easy. You literally wake up, drive out, go ski, come home for dinner time, and that's your ski day. Versus in San Diego, you would have had to drive to Big Bear, which was 3 hours away, and then you're fighting with everyone from San Diego and everyone from LA. So it really wasn't skiing at that point, it was just dodging people. There are also a lot of other ski resorts out here. There's Stevens, there's Crystal, Mount Baker. I don't know. There's all kinds. So many, many, many options. So it makes it a lot more accessible, which I really like for the winter time because that definitely beats sitting in your house for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months straight when it's just dark and raining outside.
I like sitting in the big dark.
I do
Screw
too.
skiing.
I do too. But you got to get out. You got to breathe some fresh air, touch some snow.
Touch some grass. Yeah, last time we went skiing together, at least, was for our birthdays last year, and I threw like the biggest fit of my life because it was a horrendous
It was
experience.
very entertaining to watch, though. I was trying really hard not to laugh as she was like screaming at me from the green hill.
I
The
was so tired.
little kids didn't know what to make of you.
My feet touching my head. I was tired of falling every 2 seconds.
Yes.
I couldn't move. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just tired.
Yes. Yes. So, well, she's gonna snowboard from here on out, I believe.
Yes.
I also like how big hobby culture is up here. I feel like everyone has some cool hobbies they do, whether it's knitting, aquariums, coffee,
Fish girl.
fish girl. Yep, that's me. Although I'm really, really upset today because one of my shrimp died, and I don't know if it was me or if he jumped out of the tank, which he could have done. So everyone say a little prayer for our shrimpy friend and know that I feel very bad about this.
What was his name?
We
Her
didn't
name?
name him because I was afraid that this would happen.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, hobby culture is a big thing up here, which is cool. Cafe culture is also a very big thing here. People take coffee shops and cafe going very seriously. It's almost like how people go to Paris or Europe to, or just, I don't know, places where there's a lot of coffee, just to sit at a cafe and just like watch life go by. And I feel like that same culture kind of is here too. So that is very pleasant. It's also very fun to take a friend, go work at a coffee shop together here, and just watch the rain fall. It's pleasant. The local music scene is very fun. There's so many artists that have come out of Seattle. Um, so I think that's really inspired a lot of people to just get into music more. Um, I have a friend who works for So Far Sounds, and she invited us to one of their shows called Date Night. Maybe this was 3 weeks ago now at this point, but they basically feature local artists. And So Far is like an organization that exists in a bunch of different cities too. So it's not just Seattle specific, but they try to highlight local artists. So it was really cool just to see what the local Seattle music scene is currently like. So that was fun. There's also a lot of Irish bars I found here who play Irish trad music. So if you're into that, Sean O'Donnell's might be your place. um, Moving on, the Twilight vibes, huge pro. I'll leave it at that. Also, the cold. Did you put this in here or did I put this in here?
The
The
cold?
cold.
Maybe I did. Oops.
Well, no, because I might have done it too.
Oh.
But yeah, I love the cold weather. I love walking in the cold weather. I love how it feels. Oh, it's just so nice. It's crisp. It's refreshing versus San Diego kind of always has Not so much that mugginess, but it's like, ugh.
See, the cold makes my nipples hurt. So, you know.
Well, I think that's a shared experience. You just gotta wear warmer clothes, man.
Bro, my nipples find a way.
Okay. Wildlife. This was one I didn't know before moving here. But there are lots of salmon. Salmon are a huge theme in this city, especially with, I know native people here, salmon are a very important animal. But you can pretty much see salmon in rivers and lakes sometimes. In Ballard, there's the Ballard Locks, and they have a salmon ladder, and you can go to their underwater viewing area and watch the salmon swim upstream, which is really cool. There's also eagles everywhere.
Oh, sorry.
It's really cool though. Like they're massive, and I don't just gives you chills whenever you see them. They're so cool. And then there's orcas in the water, like in the salt water here in Puget Sound. I did not realize that until like a little bit after I moved here, and I was like, "What?
Orcas in the water?
Orcas in the water,
Oh my gosh, I thought they were in the air.
in the air? They're just flying." That's Alaska Airlines, actually. I just didn't realize they were in Puget Sound. Like, okay, that's just something I saw at SeaWorld. I don't know. I didn't know they were just there.
Where did you think they were?
I don't know, like the ocean.
This is the
It
ocean.
is the ocean, but it's like an inlet of the ocean.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move this along here. PCC. PCC is the best thing ever. It is a grocery store, a local grocery store chain here in Seattle, and their produce so good, so amazing. Their mushroom selection, amazing. It's all about organic happiness. Think about if you're in San Diego, think about the Ocean Beach People's Market, the co-op, not the farmers market, and that's kind of what PCC is here, but it's everywhere. Farmers markets, amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend Ballard Farmers Market. The Wallingford one is also very fun, but that's not year round, which makes me sad. International flights are so much easier because it's an international airport and you don't have to deal with flying to LA or getting yourself to LA every single time, which was a pain in the booty. Public transit is fantastic. It's pretty easy to get around here. There's light rails, there's buses, there's trolleys, and everything. And each neighborhood is really unique too. So there's so many different neighborhoods in Seattle and on the east side, and each of them has their own character and they're wildly different from each other. Versus San Diego is kind of like awkwardly clumped, I feel like. And they're kind of different, but not really at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't have a very strong, unique identity per neighborhood versus here. Like if you tell me you're from Ballard versus Capitol Hill versus Fremont versus Kirkland, all very different vibes.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Yes. So
For
those
sure.
are my pros. Is
Okay.
take it away.
I'm going to go quickly. Hiking is a pro. Sarah pretty much covered that. The coffee here is supreme. I don't know what y'all do with your beans, but keep doing it because your beans are good. Fred Meyer. Sarah said PCC. I am here for
Fred Meyer.
Fred
It
Meyer.
stresses me out.
I love Fred
It's
Meyer.
too big.
You could get clothes, you could get goods, you could get pots, pans, food. Fred Meyer's great. It's huge. You're right. But you know, I'm here for Freddie.
Freddie M.
Yeah, for FM, Freddie M, my bay. Public transit. I'm so excited for the light rail. I'm in Redmond if we haven't caught on to that. So really excited for that to extend across the 90, or is it
I
extending
think
across
it's
the
the 90. I
5?
think they're doing it on the 90.
The 90. And to take me to the airport.
Did you hear how SoCal that just was? The 90.
Yeah. No, I get in fights with people
I do
about
too.
it.
I do too.
It's you say the 90, the 5, the 405, the 8.
Yep.
Like,
Sorry. We're gonna keep saying it.
Driving on
I-90.
Sounds like you have a stick up your butt. Take it out and say the.
It is an object. The.
Yes. Sarah's engagement, which I mean happened in Seattle, which is why it's a pro.
Thank you.
The airport is great because it's international. I'm just copying Sarah, but also Like, WTF is up with the
Yes,
airport.
it definitely needs some assistance.
It needs life alert,
It does. It
actually.
has fallen and it cannot get, it's trying to get up.
It just is not
It
getting
keeps
up.
slipping.
Lake days. Oh, the little lakes around here. Kirkland waterfront. I love it, love it, love it.
They have a nice
However,
farmer's market too.
Kirkland, yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
I do really miss ocean water because you get to float so much easier. I'm a big floating girl.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't want floaties. I want to float based off of my own BMI. And I got two very hefty floating devices attached to my chest. So
This
in
episode is just about your boobs.
hey, you got them.
You got them.
Yeah, so in the ocean, really easy to float. In the lake, it's a little more difficult. I can still do it.
She just actually sinks every time she goes in. She jumps in and goes straight to the bottom, and I have to go fish her out.
No, 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 no. My flotation devices help me. Farines. We don't have farines in San Diego, but I love it so
We don't
much.
have one in C or in over here either.
Okay, well, we have one in Redmond, and it is, and Bellevue. There's two locations.
What is farine?
It is a French bakery.
Okay.
And French bakeries can slap me on my butt and call me Sally because holy crap, I love a French bakery. It is so good. Snow. It was a winter wonderland this morning. I woke up and you guys, like, just the snow on the trees and all over everybody's roofs, and the lake that I live by is frozen over
Is it
with
really?
snow on it,
How cozy.
and the sun was peeping through the trees, and it just was
Narnia.
gorgeous. I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in a cabin. I'm not where I live. I'm in a cabin in the woods and I am on vacation. I'm not. I had to work today. However, it is just wow.
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 Maybe
I'm
you're,
so excited to go back home to see the snow.
you're convincing me to go back to Redmond.
Yes, go back to
I
Redmond.
do miss it. I do miss it.
Come live in my complex. We can have the same lady
Steal our
steal
packages.
our packages.
We'll go steal hers. Say, hey.
Another huge pro of Seattle is I found myself here. I would say that is more correlated to age than it is location. However, I feel like I've really grown to be myself and to love myself the past year. Prozac has helped. I talked about it last episode. 4 years of therapy have helped. And then just finally being independent and being okay with being independent has really helped. And that has happened here. All right, that wasn't as quick as I wanted it to be, but take us away with cons.
Okay, I shall. And I think it's fine if we go over the hour mark too.
I liked it when it was under.
I like it when it's under 2, but I also
Hurry up.
don't. Okay. Hurry up. Okay, cons of Seattle. Well, I don't have very many because I love it here, but it isn't that much cheaper than San Diego, is what I've come to realize. I thought, well, gas was cheaper before COVID. And now it's kind of okay, still significantly cheaper than San Diego, I will admit. It's not like wildly cheaper though. Iz is shaking her head.
Well, gas in Redmond surpassed the price of San Diego.
Did it really?
The day I moved to Redmond.
Really?
And now it like teeters.
Okay, yeah, it does teeter quite a bit. Another con is, I mentioned this earlier, there's not really an Italian community here. Yeah, so I did actually marry into a large Norwegian family, so that's been fun getting that cultural side of things. But yeah, I miss my Italian roots sometimes. The rainy months can be hard.
The big dark.
The big dark, as people call it here. It was definitely much, much, much harder last year because I was very depressed about my job in corporate America. I just was not at a good place, in a good place, and yeah, the rain did not help. So, but this year is a lot better. I like honestly don't even notice it's winter at this point. I'm just chugging along on my little train track. Okay, vandalism question mark. There are a lot of car break-ins. Yeah, I feel like every other day I see someone on my story with their window smashed in. So that is something you have to be aware of, I guess, in the city of Seattle. I also get people commenting on a lot of my videos saying, oh, like, don't park there. Make sure you park somewhere else because that's where people will break your window. So, yeah, be aware of that. Um, I also put on here SeaTac can be a nightmare. Yeah,
It beats life alert, I'm telling you.
yeah, the airport. It's honestly just their security screening needs so much help, and they're doing so much renovating right now that it is just confusing to navigate.
It is so confusing.
And yeah, it also, I don't know, the N and the S gates make me so angry whenever you see your gate is at one of them because then you have to take the tram and then you're going to miss your flight. And
Dude, I'm plugging Delta here. That is why I fly Delta, or I
yeah,
try to. And I know that's privileged behavior. But if I have the option between like Alaska or Delta and they're relatively the same price, I'm going Delta.
yes, it just makes it much easier.
Yep.
So yeah, I think those are my only real cons here is I think UC. Oh, wonder if
Uh,
Mike's picking that up.
I know. I like hear crying in the
Yeah,
background.
it's our neighbor.
Um,
Okay, yeah, it's take it
okay.
away.
So my first three cons all have to do with driving. Driving in the city. What is all I have to ask? Just like, why are there six-way intersections? Why is there one lane, two-way streets?
Yeah. Or oh, you could park your car in any direction here.
Oh, yeah,
That's another
why
thing.
why are we parking our cars freaking sideways, upside
Upside down,
down,
vertically.
vertically, diagonally? Like, why are we doing whatever we want? It's ridiculous. So I don't understand it. I can't do it. I live on the east side. I like my east side. I cannot do the west side.
Yeah, there is this one intersection near UW to get over to like Wallingford Fremont area. It is a five-way intersection that is monitored by stop signs.
Mm-mm,
I hate that intersection
mm-mm.
with a passion.
Yeah. Also the rain makes freeway lines disappear.
Yeah, that gets scary real quick.
Um we live in a rainy state. Why have we not figured that out? Why do I drive and it's raining and I can't see where I am in the
Yeah,
road?
it's like just put some reflectors on it. It's not that hard.
And I'm just trusting that the person next to me knows what they're doing and that like we're all gonna be kumbaya and not hit each other.
Yeah.
Um, it leads me to my next third point. Seattle drivers, y'all need to figure your shite out because holy crap, what is wrong with you people? The left blinker means you're going to go left. Right blinker means you are going to go right. Okay? If it is a one-way street, that doesn't mean you bulldoze me and bully me until I go backwards. That means you leave room for me. Michael just got in the middle of my rant,
Hi,
and he's trying
Michael.
really hard to be quiet.
You
And now
can.
he's smirking at me, and he looks a lot like Steve, which is his father. Um, Porch pirates are a con. Sad seasonal affective disorder. This is your gentle reminder to please take your vitamin D if you haven't already. Take it right now, actually. Um, ICE. The immigration people also a con. Um, but ice, like freezing ice, water ice.
Water ice.
While I was walking to Sarah's today, I almost ate utter shite walking into Sarah's.
Yeah, and I was barefoot too.
Yeah.
I like opened the door for her barefoot, and then she comes flying at me, slipping on the bridge.
And my final one is where are my fellow Latinas at? Because I miss hearing Spanish at the grocery store and being able to eavesdrop. I miss hearing Spanish on a train, on a trolley, on a light rail, on the radio station. Where are my Latinas hiding? Please tell me so I can go hide with you. Because this is nuts. I want my people back. Okay. Those are my
Well,
cons.
yes. That was a very emotional con list.
I have big thoughts.
Yes. But yeah, thank you for listening to our pros and cons of San Diego versus Seattle. If you have any questions, just DM us. We're always happy to answer them.
Yes.
But we do want to talk about our next episode, which is Galentine's.
Woohoo!
So we may be putting out a poll. Are we doing this?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're going to put out a poll of people searching for love relationship advice, and we might do a little advice column on the podcast next week. So stay on the lookout for that.
Yeah, submit your questions, comments, concerns. Like we're here for stories, we're here for Q&As, we're here for everything. We really want it to be interactive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that said,
Yes.
that's it.
That's it.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for listening.
listening.
May
May everyone
everyone
love
love togetherness.
togetherness.
And remember, be warm this winter, be hot, and be sexy.